6 backyard ponds. 6 completely different ideas. From tiny cottage gardens to hidden woodland ponds, and one incredible backyard that completely surprised us. Come with us as we explore 6 of the most beautiful ponds on this year's pond tour.
We have 6 absolutely beautiful ponds that we visited.
And every one of these gardens has its own story to tell. Along the way, we'll discover naturalistic planting, winding streams, beautiful waterfalls, wildlife-friendly ponds, hidden woodland retreats, and dozens of thoughtful design ideas that make each garden feel completely unique.
This garden takes up, and pond take up this entire backyard of these people. They have a beautiful patio, and I think they did most of the work themselves too. And they have stunning fish.
Yeah, that black and orange one is, wow.
That's really pretty.
Beautiful.
They've really put a lot of attention into the garden itself and all of their plantings. They have gorgeous trees, a lot of maples, hydrangeas. They have a, I think it's a, oh gosh, what is it called? It's a beech tree, and it's a tricolor beech. Beautiful tree. They've done a nice job of placing all their decorative items too, and as you saw at the beginning, that amazing fish statue.
And I like the way that the pond is incorporated and fits in with the landscape.
And look at that moss.
Nicely constructed waterfalls.
I asked her how she keeps the little pathway, because it's gravel, clear of weeds, and she said she has no trouble with that.
Did you see the snake?
I saw the snake. I know, I just saw that. That little shed over to the left is where he keeps all of his filtration equipment. Many of the pond owners do have a lot of filtration equipment for their ponds.
And the water quality, you can see that it's well filtered.
It's good.
Really good water quality. It's little details like that, things growing in between rocks, that really softens the edge of the pond and helps to integrate it into the rest of the landscape. So it's not just a rock necklace. Nice use of annuals tucked into some of the gaps. Very nicely done. And in the second pond, we've been here often, and it's got a wonderful atmosphere. It's a small pond that they built themselves. And we know the owners quite well, and it's quite beautiful.
Did you see what they did to the piece of driftwood? They have a place in that driftwood that looks like a penguin when you first focused on it. They have a little cabin in Michigan, and they find driftwood by the lake, and so they bring it back and put it in the pond.
And although it's not very deep, it is, again, well integrated into the landscape. They have some small fish. I think they have a problem with herons, which is what they do.
That's why they have
the string is around it.
Yeah, the fishing line. A lot of people do that if they have trouble with herons. They string fishing line across the pond to prevent the herons from walking in. I think every year it looks better. And these owners, they feed birds, they pay attention to the wildlife that enters their garden. They do a beautiful job.
This is the front garden of this house, and the back garden is really unexpected.
Very unexpected. These people built their house in, I think, 1988, and the backyard is completely sloped. So what they've done, you will see, they have turned it into a completely native plantings. They do plant some things in there, but you can see that they have the lilies, they have little pathways going through. It's a maze. Anyone who has seen it, when we were walking out, we were telling people about it, and everyone does the same thing. When they come out of a garden, they say, you will be stunned by this garden, because look at it. It's just beautiful plants.
There is a pond.
There is a pond in there somewhere.
But you have to go find it, because it's so hidden in amongst all these plantings. And what makes it, I think, is it's so surrounded by lots of tall trees. Makes it feel really secluded. And the colours are just amazing. Look how vibrant they are.
They had so many sumac trees. I haven't seen sumacs. When I grew in the house that I grew up in, we had a very large sumac tree in the front yard, and I haven't seen one since coming to this garden. The coneflowers spread, the phlox spreads, those tiger lilies spread, and he was giving away seeds. So if anybody wanted seeds to those lilies, they could take them.
And considering how wild it looks, there are very few weeds.
I know. I was shocked. I think he goes through and pulls the weeds when he can see them, but the pathways, I don't know how he takes care of this garden. You can see him up there talking to people. See the little seeds on the side of those plants? Those all spread. There it is. There's the pond.
It's actually fairly difficult to get to because it's so surrounded by plantings. There are a couple of paths that lead to it. Nice stream that leads into the main pond. But just the fact that it's so hidden is quite wonderful. If you didn't know that there was a pond, you'd be wandering around, and it would be a lovely surprise to just stumble across it.
I don't think he has any trouble with herons. I don't see how they could get in there.
Right.
He grows elephant ears around the sides. Oh, and he had ducks.
Yeah, he had a large outbuilding, and he's here keeping ducks.
And this is a lovely entryway to a beautiful cottage garden. This woman tends this pond and garden on her own now because her husband passed away about 20 years ago and he built the pond. But relying on other members, she really does a great job. And she was serving iced tea, which was lovely. And it was a warm day, so she has fans out. And of course, a lot of the pond owners invite you to sit down and enjoy their pond, but we always have so many ponds to go to, we never have time to do that.
And although it's small, she has lots of nice plantings. It makes a lovely sound while you're sitting on the patio.
Oh, that's right, and she has an apple tree, and she said she makes applesauce and apple pies from it. Tries to get to the apples before the bees.
And she also had, I noticed when we were there, grapes.
Oh gosh, I hadn't noticed that.
You can see how close it is to the patio and on the pond.
Right.
Yeah, lovely. So this next garden, the owner said they've been working on it for over 25 years, and it's built on the garden slopes, and they've made fabulous use of that slope by building a really long stream that runs down into the main pond, and there are lots of pathways around and through these different streams that lead into the pond. Right now we're right at the top of the garden, and this is the first small pond that leads into the stream that leads then down into the main pond. So he did all this stonework, all these pathways himself.
Wow. I know why I don't remember it, because I didn't walk back there. I was talking to the owners.
Right. So you're looking now at that main pond where, and you can see the bridge over the stream that leads into it. It was actually a difficult location to film, to get the proper sense of it, because of the way the pathways wind and the stream is kind of hidden.
Oh, that's a pretty maple. Beautiful hostas. Really pretty.
And even with all those water features and ponds, it still managed to have quite a lot of grass. And so this is the last pond that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and this was the first time that we'd seen it, and we were quite stunned.
Just look at that. That is beautiful. Sometimes when you're in the front of these homeowners' houses, you don't expect what you see in the back garden.
Yeah, and this is one of those
It's one of
places.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would not expect this to be here. Some beautiful fish, and it's quite a deep pond. I forget how deep he said it was.
He planted everything himself. He did all this work himself. He's spent so much time out here. There are people enjoying it, sitting down, because you want to. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So here are pathways leading down, because again this was built on a slope too, leading down to another pond. And it's surrounded by large trees. I think he said that when he first moved in there weren't any other houses around, and it was all wooded. So there's some of that woodland still left as a backdrop. But a lot of attention to detail with the stepping stones, the pathways.
That arbor is beautiful.
On this pond I like the way, you'll see in a moment, he incorporated stepping stones going across the pond. I didn't use them just in case. But visually it's quite stunning.
It looks like it's settled into a forest. That's amazing.
Yeah, Fantastic.
Fantastic. Nice deck, too. Yeah, that's beautiful. Sometimes I'm a little jealous of people who have total shade gardens because I love hostas and we really don't have much shade.
And having that slope to work with, just
Right.
he's made fantastic use of it with those waterfalls. They're those stepping stones that I mentioned.
Oh, I see them. Wow. Yeah, I would have been nervous walking across that too. He's made really great use of the area where he does get a little bit of sunlight. You can see all of the phlox and the daisies blooming.
It was so wonderfully quiet back here.
Wow, it's quite large. Quite a large garden.
So thank you for joining us on this pond and garden tour today. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.